Hello, fellow video game enthusiast, and with Xbox 360 being kind of all the rage nowadays, I mean, for an unfortunate reason, as the store is closing, I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through my physical Xbox 360 collection. So, hopefully, you guys are interested. I have about 80 games for the Xbox 360. It's one of my favorite consoles of all time. I love it. I was a little late to the Xbox 360 party. I didn't get mine until 2009. And heck, I didn't even get Xbox Live, I think, until 2 years after that. But I accumulated a nice little collection that I've loved throughout the years. I've added to it a little bit, especially in recent weeks. So, not every game on here I've played, and some it's been a while since I've played. And I don't have a good way to capture video game footage, so there won't be any video game footage. It's going to be my lovely face talking about games. Yay! So, this will probably be divided up into more than one video, so let's get started. Alan Wake. So this game, the sequel just came out, and it's been released on many other consoles, but I originally played it on Xbox 360. It's such a great psychological thriller. I really enjoy this game, and if you're interested in psychological thrillers, definitely pick it up. Now, I don't have the original case for this, I just have the game, and that is Alice Madness Returns. This is a very awesome, somewhat dark platformer game. It takes place in the Alice in Wonderland universe, and that one's been up in price for actually quite a while now, and it might just continue to go up, I don't know. But if you could find that for a good price, definitely pick it up. It's a fantastic game. Next up, this is actually one of my favorite games on the console, and nobody ever talks about it, and I think it only got like okay reviews when it first came out, and that's Aliens vs Predator. I mean, fantastic IPs, of course, but there are 3 different stories in this game. You can play as the Xenomorphs, you can play as the Predators, and you can also play as the humans. And when you play as the humans, it's almost like a horror game. I've actually been jump scared in that game, but playing as the Xenomorph or Predator is like, the Predator is just like very action-packed, just go in and kill. The Xenomorph is a lot more stealthy, and I love all 3 of those gameplay styles, and it's just a fantastic game, and published by Sega. So I don't think this is going for too much, but this is just a fantastic game, especially if you love these IPs, and 3 different ways to play. Angry Birds Star Wars. Not much to say about that. It's Angry Birds with Star Wars, but it's still pretty fun. Assassin's Creed 1, one of the first games I think I beat on the 360. I just have such a heart for the. The first game is just so awesome. I haven't played it really since then, but I just have such a soft spot for the first one. And then Assassin's Creed 3. So I didn't really play many of the Ezio games, so I kind of skipped from Altair to Connor. And then Black Flag, well, actually Odyssey's probably my favorite, but Black Flag is close second. Bakugan Defenders of the Core, based on the show and game. This is actually a fun, like, monster fighting game. The Bakugan games are actually kind of cool. It's like a monster arena fighting game. So, I've never played the multiplayer on this, which I'm just seeing on the back, but I love giant monsters, and this is right up that alley. Battlefield Bad Company 1. Such a fantastic game. The story is awesome. The characters are awesome. In my opinion, they screwed it up with 2. The first one is where it's at. And then Batman Arkham Asylum. Enough said, really. One of the best games on the console, in my opinion. This next game is actually a sequel to a game that was, I believe, only on original Xbox. It might have been on PS2. And that game is called Area 51. And this is Black Site Area 51, which only until recently I realized was a sequel. I do have Area 51 on my original Xbox. I haven't played very much of it, but it's a good game. I beat this back in the day. I really enjoyed it. It is a first-person alien shooter, so how can you go wrong? And I'm pretty sure this is still a pretty cheap game. It's not like crazy good or anything, but it's just a very fun game. Another underrated game that you see on all of these like videos coming out on 360 lately, and that is Bloodstone 007, which is a very good game. It's essentially its own James Bond story with Daniel Craig, and that is awesome. There are other James Bond Daniel Craig games on the 360, but they're based on movies, like I see Casino Royale as one of them. But this is an own original story. Probably my favorite JRPG, and that is Blue Dragon. So you guys might be familiar with the anime Blue Dragon. Totally different. It's the same characters, but it's the story is different. Yeah, the stories of Blue Dragon the game and the Blue Dragon anime are totally different. Totally different. And this game also has multiple discs. It has three, I believe. 3 discs. And that's not the only multiple Xbox 360 disc game I have in my collection, so. But this is probably my favorite JRPG on the console. The graphics are good. It's a fun game. The enemies are, you can see the enemies in the overworld when you're running around. Definitely pick this up, and a lot of time you can put into this game. It's just a lot of fun. Now, I didn't play the Forza Horizon games until I got an Xbox One. So this next sentence might irk some people. And also, I never really got into Forza Motorsport, the games. I love the Horizon games, but not really Motorsport. So this is probably one of my, if not my favorite racing game on the 360, and that is Blur. This game's been considered like an underrated gem for years. I picked it up a couple years ago. It has like doubled in price since I picked it up. I picked it up for probably around 20 bucks, and now it's going for around 40. And I do have the manual. The game's actually in the console because I was playing it. But it's just such a fun racing game. It took me a while to get used to the drifting, but it has actual licensed vehicles. There's not a ton in there, not as much as like Forza. But then you also have like Mario Kart style power-ups. And the racing feels good, the graphics are fantastic, and it's just a fantastic game. Unfortunately, the developer of Bizarre Creations is gone, who have made some fantastic games, and we'll probably see that actually a lot throughout these games. But Blur is just a fantastic game. If you can pick it, if you love racing games, if you love Mario Kart, and you can find this for a good price, pick it up. $40 might still be worth it. But if you can find Blur out for a good price, definitely pick this game up. Brutal Legend. Now, I have yet to play this game. This is actually one of the games that I've had for a little while that I have not played. Even though I love rock and metal music, love Jack Black. There's so many rock artists in this game. It's a couple different genres of game in here. So this was pretty cheap. I think it's still kind of cheap. This is still kind of an underrated game, but you've been seeing it pop up a little bit more. And I know it has a great soundtrack. I've seen reviews and gameplay of it, so I know what it's like, and then I'm super excited to play it. I just need to actually get a chance to play it. So, Brutal Legend, and this is also on PS3. Next up, Bully Scholarship Edition. Another game I've actually recently been going back to. I have it on. I just actually picked this up for 360 not that long ago. I had it on the Wii, the Scholarship Edition, and I had the original copy on PlayStation 2. But this is just the less violent version of Grand Theft Auto. We will, I know, myself included, been clamoring for a sequel for years. I don't think we'll ever get that, especially in today's climate. We'll never see a Bully 2, unfortunately. But if you find this game, still pretty cheap, definitely pick it up. It's just a fun game. It's just a less violent version of GTA. So if you're into that, there you go. I'll group these 3 together, and that is because they're all Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 1, 2, and World at War. This is peak Call of Duty in my opinion. Modern Warfare, arguably the real Modern Warfare, arguably the best Call of Duty. Followed by arguably the second best Call of Duty, or the best. It's up there, and that is World at War, which a lot of people forget. This is the game that introduced Nazi zombies. And then, of course, Modern Warfare 2, which, now since I've been thinking about it, I might, all three of these are just so fantastic and so much better than what Call of Duty has become that I loved all three of these original Call of Duties. Man, I wish we could get them like this again. And then the last game for this video, I'm gonna make, I think, like 4 different parts because I have so many, and that is Chaotic Shadow Warriors. This is a licensed game based on a cartoon, but it's actually quite a lot of fun. I beat this game a few years back. It's an RPG. It's an RPG. You collect the I forget what they're called. I think they all have like different. Well, I know there's like several different factions. So I don't remember if they all have. They're just called beasts or monsters or what. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played the game or watched the show. But it is a fun little game. Should be very cheap, I would assume. Also has a decent DS version. It's totally different style game, but still kind of fun. But this is a fun little RPG game for a younger audience to get into, and you should be able to find it very cheap. And some of the characters and battling is actually a lot of fun. Alright, so that is part 1 of my 360 collection. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys will stick around for more parts to come. I love the 360. It's just such a fantastic console. We're never going to get anything really like that again, unfortunately. But it's one of my more prized collections. I don't have anything crazy or anything, but it's one of my first ones I really actually put effort into collecting, and I just love it so much. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, want to like and share the video, it'd be much appreciated. And if you want to see more of my content, want to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.